Dolores Keaveney here, and I'm here in Belvedere House and Gardens to celebrate Crinan and Og, a wonderful day of creativity for children. I write and illustrate children's picture books, and I'm really love talking about bees and helping to save the bee. We're going to talk about how to plant seeds that will entice the bee into the garden. I'm going to show you how to sow them, how to transplant them, and then we're going to hand over to the beekeeper of Belvedere, Jim Donohoe, who is going to explain to you all about the bees. So we'll go ahead now. First of all, you need to go to the garden centre and buy yourself some seeds. The seeds I would recommend for you to buy to sow in your garden to entice in the bees would be sunflowers, the most amazing plant you can sow, because the bee flies in here to the front of the sunflower and collects up pollen and brings it back to the beehive for the babies. So I'm going to show you, first of all, we'll sow a few sunflowers, right? So just go to the garden centre and get a few sunflowers. It's not too late to sow them. You can be sowing sunflowers up until nearly July. So get your seeds and pop them in and cover them with a piece of clay. I brought some moss peat, and I don't mind getting my hands dirty because I really feel that the earth is just a marvellous way for me. I love getting my hands dirty. So you just cover them with a piece of moss peat, and you water them, and then you leave them, and they'll start growing, and they will grow eventually to be this height. I've had them, I've grown them, and they're in this pot. So I want to put them into this pot so that I'm going to make an arrangement. So all you have to do then is fill your pot and with more moss peat, and take out your sunflowers out of this pot like this. And I have two there, so there's one. You see the little root coming on it, and you just make a hole in the pot and you plump in the sunflower. So we'll put that one there and this one here. That's sunflowers. I think you can really sow marigolds. They're little, almost like sunflowers, only they're very small, and they have this, the bees love them. There's plenty of pollen that you can collect from them. Now I've sown them. I'm going to sow the marigolds here, right? The same thing, you can sow them in there's certain type planters you can sow them in, but I sometimes sow them in a pot like this. And there's the seed of the marigold. So you do the same thing, you make a space, you put in your marigolds, just like that. Cover them with the clay and leave them to grow. Keep them nice, not too much water. Then when they get a little bit bigger, you pull them out and you put them into this pot like this. You see, I've transplanted them into this little pot, one in each section. And they will grow, keep them watered, and they will grow, and then you can plant them into a bigger pot like this. So I'm going to plant this one into that pot. So there's the little seed, like that. Make a hole and put it in there. Now you'll have a beautiful little pot. If you don't even have a garden, you can have this on your doorstep or on your windowsill outside. It will still look very good. So I've planted from this into this. There's other plants that you can sow, and that's Cosmo. This is a Cosmo. It's a lovely plant. The bee comes around and collects pollen from the front of the flower. You do the same. We'll sow some Cosmo now. Same thing. Put a few out on your hands like that, and never worry about getting your hands dirty, because it's no harm. So you just sprinkle in your Cosmo, cover them up and leave them. Then your Cosmo will grow this tall, and then you want to plant it in your planter that you're going to put in your garden or outside your door. This is a little garden, a physical garden that you have here, right? So there you have a very small little garden to put on your doorstep or put on your windowsill, and that will invite the bees into your garden. Now, I have a video which you can check into when you're finished watching the whole of this video, it's at the end, and it is where I made a garden, a bee garden, out of paper and paintings and art. Like I used crayons, markers, pencils, you need glue. I've given you the whole list of what you need, and scissors. So I drew my little sunflower and some other flowers there that the bee likes with my markers, and then I cut out and made a bee out of paper and stuck it on here, and I drew the legs and the antlers and stuck this on, cut the paper and stuck it on. Now the whole demonstration is on the video at the end when we're finished talking about this, and at the end of the video. So I want you to download that and create your very own bee garden out of paper and paints. It's a great exercise, and you don't have to follow my garden. You can make your very own garden and make it whatever way you think your garden should be like. On the website also, we have some colouring pages that you can download. If you wanted to download this one, it's the beehive, and some these are sunflowers or daisies, and we have the bee here. So you can download this and colour it in, and you'll have a beehive with your flower, and you can frame it. If it's good enough, you could put it on your wall. On the website also, we have a maze where you can try and get that bee down to this beehive. And you know a maze, you know how to do, and you follow the best. You could draw it this way. Maybe you'd end up going off here and flying off into the garden, and you might miss the beehive, and you just have to keep doing it until you get down to the beehive. And the bee has pollen on its leg. You can colour that bee, and the bee has pollen on its leg, and it can fly in and feed the babies. So that's a quick little to tell you how you plant your seeds. And now the best part of this is we're going to hand you over to the Belvedere beekeeper, and his name is Jim Donohoe, and he's been here keeping the Belvedere bees for 20 years. I met him 12 years ago when I wrote my first book, and Jim Donohoe was here giving a course on how to be a beekeeper, and I went to the course, and it really inspired me to make my very first book. It was after that that I wrote If I Were a Bee, and Jim knows everything you need to know about bees. So I'm going to hand you over now to Jim Donohoe.
Hello, my name is Jim Donohoe. I'm the beekeeper here at Belvedere, and I'd like to tell you the story of the bees here at Belvedere. They arrived here 20 years ago. They loved the apple trees that are here, and they stayed. So we have many bees here now, and they pollinate all these flowers that are here, all these apple trees, all the dandelions that are here in Belvedere. The bees visit the flowers, and they get a reward of nectar from the apple trees, and they then bring it back home, and they evaporate it, and they add enzymes to it and turn it into the beautiful food that we call honey. And this is what sustains them. This is what they get their energy from. And the pollen that they bring back from the trees here and from the flowers, they use to feed the young bees and turn them into strong and vigorous adult bees when they emerge from their cells. In our colonies here that you're looking at today, you will see approximately 30,000 bees, one queen only, and 2,000 to 3,000 male bees, which we call drone bees. They're bigger, they have more hair on their bodies, and they do not do any of the work. All of the female bees are the ones that collect the pollen, the nectar, and feed the brood. If you want to encourage bees to come and visit, there are wonderful flowers that you can have. One of them is lavender. Beautiful smell, beautiful blue colour. They will attract bees and bumblebees. All sorts of bees will come, but the honeybees will come as well. We can also plant dandelions if we want, or not cut the dandelions. So here in Belvedere, we have not cut any of the lawns, so there's a lot of dandelion here in Belvedere at the moment. They also love the apple trees, the pear trees. Bees, when they make their home, make it out of wax, which comes from their body, a bit like the wax that we have in our ears. And they make all these beautiful combs, six-sided, absolutely perfect comb, beautiful white colour. And over thousands of years, mankind has always wanted to take wax from the bees to make beautiful candles. So all the candles that are used in the churches, religious ceremonies, are all made from beeswax. Also, all your creams, all the lipsticks that you might think of, they all use beeswax in them to make them lovely and soft on your skin and very good for you. So all of the monks going back over the years, Clonmacnoise and all of those places, they all kept bees at that time, not just for the honey, and they'd make mead from the honey, which is a lovely drink, but also they would take the wax and make candles for all the major ceremonies. So at Christmas and at Easter, all those ceremonies would be done with pure beeswax candles. Thank you for visiting us today. This program was produced for Crinune and Nog. We will be doing further videos that will be available on the Facebook page for Belvedere House and Garden. Please keep an eye out. During the summer, we will do further videos and we'll have further stories from the bees here at Belvedere House and Gardens. I'd like to thank you for listening to me and looking at me. My name is Jim Donohoe, the beekeeper at Belvedere.